Yo, what up folks, TripCG here, with the Explorer Metagame Challenge, where we're bringing a pretty spicy one, that is Vannifar Elves. Now, if you're interested in Vannifar Combo, there are a couple of different versions. The one that's has been the strongest so far in Pioneer and Explorer has been Human Vannifar Combo. A couple of people, most notably Yoel Larson, played it in the first set of regional championships and did fairly well and kind of put the deck on the map. I have a video on that if you want to check it out. Feel free, but this is something a little bit different. So the new big pickup for Vannifar, which if you're not familiar, 2 green and a blue, the 2/4, and then there's this tap, sacrifice another creature, search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's mana value, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. And so this is obviously reminiscent of Birthing Pod, if you're familiar with that, but then we're trying to basically use this to kill our opponent. There are a couple of problems with Vannifar. Most notably, it's a creature, which means that it's summoning sick, and traditionally there have been other ways to get around that. But here we're using Tyvar, which is kind of the recent addition to the Vannifar combo deck. So Tyvar has this static ability on it. You may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. And so if you've got a Tyvar in play, you can play Vannifar and immediately activate it. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And so instead of going down the human route where you're kind of leaning heavily into white, we want to be in base green to use Tyvar and Vannifar. We're kind of building around that. The actual combo bits of the deck are here. You have Corridor Monitor, which is 1 and a blue for a 1/4. Enter the battlefield, untaps a creature. We're going to untap Vannifar. Nice. And then we're going to keep using Extraction Specialists, and then Glasspool Mimic, copy Extraction Specialists, to keep bringing back this Corridor Monitor, and then keep potting it away for another one, another one, another one. And the actual way you give these all haste is then with a Keldon Strike Team. 2 and a red. As long as it's entered the battlefield this turn, creatures control have haste. So you make a bunch of 3/2s with lifelink, and then you give them all haste. Pretty good, pretty good. That's a case of, alright, that's fine. In this kind of base green shell, what's the best way we can play around that? So one of the things with Vannifar obviously is it's 4 mana, and so having mana creatures is really, really good anyway. So we actually want these Elvish Mystics, we want these Anwar Elves. It's also really important that we have 1-drops to pot away with Vannifar to get the Corridor Monitor to start your chain. If you have a 1-drop in play and a Vannifar that's active, you can go ahead and make a bunch of power. So this is, I should also say, 12, 24, plus the 3 here, whatever else you've got in play, you do have a limited pool of damage that you can do. And so the Elf package can kind of help you get around that a little bit as well. We've got 12 Accelerants. The Jasper Sentinels here provide you with an extra Elf, but also give you mana of any colour, which help you cast the Tyvar, help you cast the Primitive of Vannifar, help you cast Extraction Specialist if you draw it naturally. And then we're using, to kind of enhance this, give ourselves an alternative Wing Condition and also a way to draw through our deck, we have Elvish Warmaster and Leaf Crown Visionary, completing a kind of elf package, the elf side of the deck. So Elvish Warmaster obviously makes elves when you play elves, but it has the 7 mana ability to give elves you control +2/+2 and get Death Touch. And then Leaf Crown Visionary, when you cast an elf spell, you can pay green, draw a card. And so we draw cards through to help find our Vannifar, and then we can also have this elf game plan where we can just kill them with Warmaster as well. On top of that, we have a couple of other tools here. We've got a couple of copies of Shaman in the pack floating around. Obviously, you can use these tools here. You can copy your Lords and kind of important creatures with Glasspool Mimics. You can bring them back with Extraction Specialists. There's a lot of synergy going on. And then Tyvar kind of holds everything together. Obviously, it has that static ability to turn Vannifar on, but it also lets you recur your 2 mana elves with Leaf Crown Visionary, the Warmaster. Awesome, lets you reuse your mana, guys. All that good stuff. The haste ability on the elves occasionally comes up as well. And so we've got a reasonable elf game plan with this really awesome combo finish with Vannifar, which can kind of kill our opponents out of nowhere. Because this deck is still fairly under the radar, you can get them out of nowhere. The mana base isn't particularly clean. We have 4 Blooming Marsh, 4 Botanical Sanctum. Again, base green, splashing blue and black. The Vannifar, because it is an elf, we can take advantage of Secluded Courtyard and Unclaimed Territory, but because the Tyvar, and then we also have Shaman in the pack, another black spell as well, but Tyvar being a Planeswalker, we can't cheat around that with the creature type lands, and so we've got 4 copies of Mana Confluence, and we're also playing an extra couple of black-green lands with Overgrown Tombs here. Mana Confluence obviously ties everything together. You can take some damage off your mana base, but you kind of have to deal with that. Then we are 4 Scavenging Users, 3 Vivians, as an alternate Wing Condition on the board. Also has that kind of cast creature stuff your library ability, but also just like army and a can, just start making beasts. Really, really strong as an alternate Wing Condition on the board. We have Shaper Sanctuary versus kind of decks that want to like kill your stuff, like red-black. Whenever they target your creatures, you get to draw cards. Excellent. Cancaloom's a nice one, especially with Tyvar, because Tyvar can recur 2 mana creatures. Obviously, 2 to play and then sacrifice for 1 mana to destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or proliferate. Along with that, we have a couple of 2 normal reclamation stages. Obviously, we are playing still Elves. Didn't want to go all in on Cancaloom, but it's nice to have a bit of a variety. And then a couple of petitioners. We're playing in the metagame challenge, and I'm expecting to run into some aggro, and so these give you some reasonable life gain here. It's a bit niche. Obviously, Scavenging Ooze at the graveyard decks, Grease Tank, all that kind of shenanigans stuff. This is a list. I'm pretty excited about it. I was trying to work out like the best way to use Tyvar with Vannifar. You can try and build more into the Tyvar plan. However, you run into some issues, and having a second plan is actually really, really strong. I'm not 100% sure this is better than the human version. Again, if you want to check that out, I have a video. And the Tyvar doesn't really fit into that version of the deck very well. Let's give it a run. See how we do. In we go. In the play, hand's quite interesting. So we have this elf into elf druid, leading into Vannifar pretty early. If our opponent doesn't have a lot of interaction, this Vannifar is just going to kill them. Obviously, we'll see what our opponent ends up doing, but very solid. I'll leave Blooming Marsh. It represents like a little bit more than the Botanical Sanctum. The Botanical Sanctum might cause our opponent more questions for us. I kind of hope this is mono green. If it's mono green, they're not going to have any good answers for a Vannifar, which is great for us. And we kind of have a really strong elf start as well. The War Master with 2 elves is kind of the best start you can have. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, mono green here. Ooh. Alright, we have a lot of mana. We want to get Vannifar into play. I kind of forgot it'll cheat our mana. It'll use this before this. We're going to play the Llanowar off anyway here. I will go to combat and attack with these. Hopefully, as long as our opponent doesn't like make Karn and Pithing Needle of Vannifar, then hey, we are good to go. Ooh, 3 and 6, 5. They're a Cavalier. Oh no, it gives them 6. Okay, it's Cavalier, not a Storm Festival. So we should be all good. The one thing to say here is that, admittedly, like, a strong elf start would have done effectively the same thing. Now, I have to execute the combo without actually messing it up, which can be easier said than done. Alright. So, Corridor Monitor untaps the Vannifar. We sacrifice the Corridor Monitor. We get an Extractor Specialist. The Extractor Specialist brings back the Monitor. The Monitor untaps the Vannifar. Then we're going to rinse and repeat. Assuming I don't horribly misclick. And we do this for the 4 Extractor Specialists. And then we do this again for the Mimics. To make more Extractor Specialists. And then we give them all haste and attack. I'm so afraid right now of just misclicking the wrong thing. But, we should get there. I should say also, the metagame challenge is sudden death. It is play till you lose a game. And so this could be very short. It is best of 3 though. Mimic. Monitor. Untap Vannifar. Sacrifice the Monitor. Get a Mimic. Copy the Extractor Specialist. Bring back the Monitor. Untap Vannifar. Sacrifice the Monitor. I do kind of wish it was more well known, but I think your opponent would probably make you play it out anyway. It's not as long as doing like Splinter Twin or Magic Online, but it is annoying. Alright, just about there. Extraction Specialist. Nice. Corridor Monitor. Vannifar. And then we're going to pot away the Corridor Monitor and get the Counter Strike team. And that gives all these things haste. We could have played the Crown Visionary, but this is very much a lethal attack. So, the Prominence of Mono Green, which is still very popular in the format, but not as popular as it was, was a really good reason to be playing Vannifar, Sacrifice, those kind of decks where they just don't have good interaction for you. Now, post-board, obviously going to play a calm board, so they might not have that many great tools, but if they know to like go get a Pithing Needle if they've got it in their calm board, because some people don't, to like Pithing Needle Vannifar, we still have the Elf kill, and that is fine. We've got some artifact things to blow up. In terms of what we poured out, it's a little shaky. It's a little shaky because obviously we have a lot of cards we kind of just have to play. I'm thinking about getting rid of the Shamans, but I think we might actually need the Elf backup plan. Or I'm gonna cut 1 copy of Shaman. I'm gonna cut 2 copies of Spirit Sentinel. I'm gonna cut 1 of these, which I think we want the Leafcrown Visionary, because the thing with Leafcrown Visionary is that it's really at its best in the games where our opponents try to kill all our stuff. If we give green enough time, they're just gonna go over the top of us, win the game anyway. And so, with that, I'm gonna do this. We'll leave the Shamans in there, which definitely won't come back to bite us. Yeah. And while it's a Lord, if we're winning with Elves, we're normally winning through the Warmaster activations. So yeah. So the primary purpose of Leafcrown Visionary is to draw us a pile of cards. This hand is obviously not really up to much. We're going to ship it back. We will keep this. So again, this is very much an Elf hand and not a... Almost tempted to keep the Glasswall Mimic. But in fact... I'm going to keep the Mimic over Cankabloom. Actually, because we can lead on it. Depending on what we draw. This is definitely better than going to 5. Obviously, like... They went... No, they didn't bother, actually. Alright, we drew another sign, so we're just going to keep this in hand. We're basically going to go Warmaster, Warmaster, Warmaster. Potentially with a... Yeah, so because we're on the draw, we're not going to be able to interact with this Willful Haven in time. They might just be way, way faster than us. There's that. But if you compare to the other version of the deck, like the Humans deck is also not racing this. So they've got Nissa, which is... Ooh, okay. Alright. Fair. I got 1 of these. I get 1, 2, 3 for 5 mana. And we get our Elf. How does that compare to... Nah, because they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they get the Island tap, so they can still Storm the Festival. So casting this Reclamation stage doesn't get them off of Storm the Festival, in which case we may as well make 1 of these. I think. I'll play the Evergreen Team tapped. Because these will trigger each other. And step. Attack here for some... With the triple Warmaster hand, this is a matchup where we could win with Shaman of the pack. We should attack this. Even though it's a little awkward. They're going to block, okay, fair enough. They're not going to block. I got 18. Because mimicking another Warmaster, or if we draw like Shaman here, the first Shaman will do 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the next one will do 10. Alright, we're getting Festival though. We'll see, we'll see. Double Cavalier is a wall, but it's not fast. Unless they find a pile of Necklaces here. There's 1 which they can activate straight away. Which means this is probably pretty lights out for us. They're going to be able to flashback the Storm Festival, and I go off, find a Khan, get something useful with Khan, whether that be like a Silex they can untap or something else. Yeah. We are in the Genjutsu. Yeah, you gotta make a bunch of mana.
I defy gods. Defying you will be easy.
My allies are
I was like thinking, are they just gonna untap? Okay, well.
The ocean surges.
I think we can pick it up at this point. That's fine. This isn't going to wipe bubble, but it's going to come close enough. They've got enough stuff in the play. So, game... Alright, maybe I'm wrong about these. Kanka Bloom. From the place we get to interact with more of the ramp than we did last time. But ideally we just want to win the game. Of which these help us cast our spells earlier. On the draw is tough, on the draw is tough. I'm kinda on this. Just take out all the visionaries. Alright, game 3, game 3. If, oh yeah, we'll give ourselves a sudden death. So if we do lose the first match, I will queue back up for a second run and have that in this video as well. Just so we don't have like a 20-minute video to play. So if you want to see that, and just want to see like the death tech in a game, then let me know in the comments. I'll do that more. Jeez. Sorry, I didn't talk about the hand very much. This is very, very fast. Like, we've got just Warmaster into Sentinel with Vannifar follow-up. We will play this on Elf. Go ahead and do this. They are very much on the clock here. We're going to play a turn 3 Vannifar, and then we're going to have to deal with it. Even though we don't have Tyvar here in this game, give it haste. It's still going to be a bit of a mission. No thing about all. I'll play the Mana Confluence. I'm going to use this for mana so it doesn't do some weird tap thing. We'll go to combat with these. Basically, if they don't have an answer for the Vannifar this turn, they are dead. Assuming we don't just mess up our chain. They have 4 mana here? I mean, I feel like we should go for it. Alright, let me just cancel. We'll flick green. I'm trying to think what piece of interaction they can have. The only thing I think of is Beseiji, which deals with the corridor monitor, but there's not a window where killing the corridor monitor is good. Alright, let's just keep it up. Thank you for not making me play through that. I appreciate it. Alright, there we go. That's our first match. Let's hop into a second. Yeah, this is best of 3, so the video is the potential that we've got past game 1 to be pretty long, but I'm not counting any chickens. You might also get me very sleepy. Let's play these out. Okay. Not keepable. This is also not very good. I want to keep it based on the triple with the War Masters. We don't give a ton away here. Like this War Master is like not bad versus the Goldfish, but versus Mulligan to 5 is probably better than what our 5-card hand would look like. Though there are, you know, good 5-card hands. We'll see. When our opponent sees Blooming Marsh, they probably think Grease Fang. Oh, sacrifice. Oh. Alright. So, Elves, as a whole, pretty fragile to the card Mayhem Devil. So, gonna try and dodge that as much as possible. This at least comes down a turn later. Image, drawing our combo pieces. Awkward. I'm gonna play this because it's the highest upside, even though we would like to get the man off the Llanowar Elf soon. Would also like them to kill one of these with a Blood Tithe Harvester instead of our mana source. The Vannifar side of that can play through No, sorry. The Mayhem Devil also triggers off your Vannifar sacrifices. I forgot about that for a second there. So, hey. Gotta be a little careful. Fable is okay. Tyvar is a nice reason to get an extra Swanathos online. I think I'm trying to play this out. It also gets back the Warmaster, so that's some additional upside. We are populating the board with tokens though, which I like. Appreciate that. Flame. Okay. And not literally the worst. Not familiar cat. We still have some time for the time being. I'm not gonna block. I kinda wanna double this, but okay. Land. You also can go like specialist. You can play this and untap. Get an extra activation, play this. At least it's on like a fairly high life total. They have a good way of pressuring Tyvar. They do have the Hive. They have a lot of elves in play though. And I think getting Tyvar online is pretty good in general. We're revealing a little bit of how this is just made. Some though. Seeing what we're up to.
Ready for round 2.
Could also just make Corridor, honestly. That does block, you know. We should get this in play. But at this point, we're not that worried about sacrificing some Elvish warrior tokens to kind of keep stuff around. It's fine. Okay. The stage is kind of set for Sigil Vannifar. A little. We'll see exactly how it goes. Okay. Harvester. At least it doesn't have haste. Obviously the reflection is a huge problem. Aha. When it comes to the red zone. One coming through is totally fine, right? Let me do this. Sure. I don't want to kill the Unlucky Witness Collect and dig deeper for Mayhem Devil again, which is game over. This is a bit of a rough matchup. I believe I'll have another run or two at this. Anyway, but I'm gonna down tick here.
It's not a victory.
Unfortunately, can't get the Vannifar. We did show that though, which is unfortunate. We have another War Master to get back, so we should do. Alright. This is gonna force them to, you know, do some stuff, maybe. Ah. I should have hoped they didn't notice the Vannifar that's down our graveyard. We are all kinds of dead to all of this. I'm not gonna stay here to watch it happen. Just to get to effectively wipe our board, pick off the one toughness left on the Tyvar, etc, etc. Where are we at here? So Shaper Sanctuary does count target spell or ability. Is one of the ways to play through that. Other than that, I think we got our Rex Ages, I think we got the Canker Blooms. So the hardest part of this deck is working out what to take out. This is a matchup where it can go kind of grindy. They can go a bit wide as well. But a little awkward. We're doing some live thinking. I'm gonna cut the Shamans, I'm gonna cut some Sentinels, and I think I'm gonna cut some Missionaries. Here we go. They didn't see that much of the Vannifar side of the deck. They did see a Vannifar go to a graveyard, maybe. I'm kind of hoping that they just weren't paying attention. But hey, this is a really tough matchup once they kind of get online. This looks very solid though. We're not super fast out of the gates, but we do have everything that we need. Let's see, we shall see. Second Tyvar. And we'll go into the red zone. Oh yeah. And 19. Yeah, Sentinel is weaker than the other elves. Like, can't do its own thing. Needs a friend. The mana. Play this on. We should actually play this on like human. We want to get this in play. I'm gonna tick it up on nothing. Just so we have a better chance of keeping life for next time. And we'll hold the just Spirit Sentinel back as well. So, okay. This is a problem. How much of a problem is it? We go Vannifar. We go sacrifice it to do 1 damage. Well, eventually can turn this off. That's a huge problem. Can we find something good enough? Let's do some investigation here. Where are they going to point this 1 damage? They're going to point at Tyvar.
All right. Who's next?
I think we have to go for like an elf kill. Which feels a little weird. The reason, just for clarity, the reason why we can't keep going is that as soon as Tyvar goes down to 0, the Vannifar loses haste. Or it stops being able to activate. Here we're at least threatening to have the Vannifar alive, so they have the Vannifar and the Tyvar to deal with. Plus we've got some elf shenanigans going on in the meanwhile. This is annoying. Oh. Mayhem Devil is a menace. I'm gonna force them to at least use a tick the Mayhem Devil to kill him. It's worth throwing the token in the way, just because the token also just dies to the Mayhem Devil the same way that the Vannifar would. But, oh gosh. But this cat represents 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the Vannifar dead. Alright. I'm sorry, team. This card is unbeatable for us. We may need to... They decided not to kill the Vannifar. Okay. What does that look like? They've decided so far not to kill the Vannifar, I should say. Let's try and make it difficult. Yeah, cat and 2 ovens is 4 damage. That's the Vannifar dead. As this is going... Trying to shenanigans a way out. The unfortunate thing, unless we have 2 Leaf Cavitaries in play, they both get one. They just get 1 shot. But hey. I should do it. Oh, that actually can't attack, right? Okay. So the white human version of this deck plays a Reflector Mage, and so you have like a kind of out to this, at least temporarily. Maybe we need like a Chupacabra or Hostage Taker, something to that end, or just like a the bounce effect. Yeah. We are dead, unfortunately. This is pretty interesting. Yeah, Black Red is a really tough matchup. We probably need to either sideboard away from deal with Mayhem Devil. Just some creature removal. The difficulty is that you play the black spells, you only have 10 black sources. And you're like, okay, what am I going to play? I guess you play Trophy, maybe? As obviously, like actually, you'd love to play Abrupt Decay, but unfortunately we can't. Anyway, this has been Vannifar Elves. We should deck off a little bit here. I'm going to do another run with a different deck that will come out later in this week. Yeah, please do check out the other version of the Animal Health deck, the human one, which has had some new pickups, at least with the cards from Explorer Anthology 2. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This deck is very, very sweet. It has some pretty obscure cards that you can kill your opponents from out of absolutely nowhere. No one's really looking out for it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And peace out. Have a great day.